Stop scrolling right now because we need to have a serious conversation about the opportunities you've let slip through your fingers. If there has ever been a woman who truly wanted you, who felt that spark of desire while standing right next to you and you didn't notice, this video is going to sting. It's going to hurt because you're going to realize just how many open doors you've walked past without a second glance. But this sting is necessary. It's the wake-up call that changes your entire reality with women. You see, the vast majority of men believe they lose out because they aren't tall enough, rich enough, or handsome enough. They blame their looks or their bank accounts, but that is a lie. Most men don't lose women because of a lack of attraction. They lose them because they are completely blind to the moment. They are standing in the middle of a gold mine and complaining that they can't find any metal. Today, I am going to sharpen your vision so you never miss that window of opportunity again. Pay close attention to every word I say because in the next few minutes, I am pulling back the curtain on 3 unmistakable signs that a woman's desire is already active and flowing toward you. This isn't about maybe or hidden hints. These are biological realities. You must stay until we reach the 3rd sign because that specific signal happens in plain sight, right in front of everyone. Yet almost every man misses it until the girl has already moved on. It is the ultimate hidden in plain sight moment, and once I show you how to identify it, your perspective will be permanently altered. You will start seeing invitations where you used to see nothing but static. You won't be able to unsee it, and you'll realize that the luck other men seem to have is actually just the ability to read the room. The core of your frustration isn't your physical appearance, it's a literacy problem. Nobody ever pulled you aside and taught you the language of female desire. You've been trying to read a book in a language you don't speak, assuming it says one thing when it actually says another. You have to understand that the way women communicate interest is fundamentally different from the way men do. When a man feels desire, his biology pushes him toward direct action. He wants to move forward, speak up, and pursue. But for a woman, the process is far more nuanced. When she feels that pull of attraction, she doesn't just rush toward you. Instead, she tests the environment. She creates a context. She doesn't just walk through the door of connection, she cracks it open and stands there, waiting to see if you have the awareness and the strength to walk through it with her. She is watching you not to judge you, but to see if you are sharp enough to understand the invitation she is extending. This isn't about playing mind games or trying to be manipulative. It is pure, raw biology. For thousands of years, the stakes of choosing a partner were incredibly high for women. Choosing the wrong man didn't just mean a bad date. It meant a lack of protection and resources for herself and her future. Because of this, her biology evolved to be subtle and evaluative. That ancient protective instinct still lives deep within her subconscious today, dictating how she shows interest. Desire in a woman doesn't scream for attention like a siren. It whispers. It shows up in the small shifts, the quiet pauses, and the subtle changes in her energy. These 3 signs I'm about to break down are those whispers. If you can learn to hear them, you stop guessing and start knowing. Now, let's get into the first real signal. And I need you to listen closely because this is the one most men throw away as just being friendly. We've all been there. A girl touches your arm or brushes against you, and you tell yourself she's just an affectionate person. But here is the cold, hard truth. Friendliness follows a set of social rules, while desire is the force that breaks them. To stop missing these moments, you have to look for the unnecessary touch. This is a moment where there is absolutely no functional reason for her to be making physical contact with you. She isn't trying to get your attention in a loud room. She isn't guiding you through a crowded hallway, and she isn't tapping you to ask a question. She is touching you for one reason only. Her body is subconsciously trying to close the gap between you because she feels a pull toward your energy. The real secret to decoding this isn't just the fact that she touched you, it is the duration of that contact. This is where the amateurs and the experts are separated. A casual platonic touch is efficient, quick, and almost clinical. It's a hello tap or a quick brush that is gone as soon as it happens, but a touch fueled by genuine desire is different. It lingers. It stays for an extra second, maybe two, and that tiny window of time is where everything happens. That lingering pause is her nervous system speaking before her logical mind even has a chance to catch up. Neuroscience tells us that when a woman's attraction is triggered, her brain starts seeking physical confirmation of the connection. She wants to feel if the vibe is real. She might reach out to adjust your collar, lightly touch your shoulder while she's laughing at something you said, or rest her hand on your forearm just a beat too long while making a point. If she makes that contact and doesn't rush to pull her hand away, you need to understand that this is never an accident. It is a direct invitation into her personal space. The biggest mistake you can make in this moment is to get sparky or hyperactive. Most men feel that touch, get a rush of nervous energy, and start talking too much or fidgeting because they don't know how to handle the heat. Your job is to do the opposite. You must stay completely grounded and unreactive. You don't need to jump at the opportunity. You simply need to exist in it. By staying calm and not flinching or pulling away, you are communicating to her subconscious that you are a man who can handle her desire without getting flustered or overwhelmed. You are showing her that you are safe to be attracted to. Moving on to sign number 2, we have to talk about the language of the eyes. And I'm not talking about the basic staring contest advice you've heard 1,000 times. True desire happens before a single snorts word is even spoken, and it's found in what I call the break. Everyone knows that eye contact is important, but almost nobody understands what actually happens when a woman's attraction is at its peak. It isn't about her staring you down like she's in a movie. It's about the biological reaction she literally cannot control. When a woman is truly attracted to the man in front of her, her pupils will subtly dilate. This is an involuntary physiological response. She cannot fake it and she cannot hide it. But the real giveaway for you to watch is the pattern of how she looks away. Pay attention to this. She will hold your gaze for just a fraction of a second longer than what is socially normal, creating a brief moment of intense connection. Then she will look away, but the direction is everything. If she looks to the side or away into the distance, she's likely just scanning the room. But if she looks down toward the floor and then brings her eyes back up to meet yours again, you've just witnessed a micro expression of deep vulnerability and receptivity. In psychological terms, that downward glance is a sign that she is feeling the weight of the tension you've created. She is checking to see how you handle that silence. This is the exact point where most men fail the test. Weak men feel that silence and get jittery, so they rush to fill it with a joke or a random question because they're uncomfortable. Nervous men get intimidated by the intensity and look away too fast, breaking the connection. But a grounded man, he stays present. He doesn't stare her down like a predator, but he doesn't flee the moment either. He simply holds the space. If you have ever been in a conversation where the words stopped and the silence felt like it was stretching or getting heavy, that wasn't awkwardness. That was the feeling of attraction testing its own depth. It was her seeing if you were strong enough to let the tension grow without breaking. Now we arrive at the third sign, and I need you to lock in because this is the one that most men walk right past without a second thought. It is the most frequently overlooked signal in the history of dating because on the surface, it usually looks like something practical or mundane. This is what I call the privacy bubble. You have to understand that when a woman is in a group setting, whether you're at a loud party, a busy bar, or just hanging out with a circle of friends, the social energy is scattered. There are too many eyes, too much noise, and too many distractions for real attraction to escalate. If she is feeling a pull toward you, her natural instinct will be to shift the environment to isolate that energy. She isn't going to announce it. She's going to manufacture a reason for the two of you to be alone within the crowd. This shows up in ways that seem totally normal if you aren't paying attention. She might lean in and suddenly lower her voice to a whisper, forcing you to move closer to hear her. She might suggest that the two of you go grab a fresh drink from the bar, or she'll ask you to step out onto the balcony because it's too loud in here. She might even point towards something across the room and ask you to come see it with her. To the average guy, these just seem like logistics. He thinks she actually just wants a drink or some fresh air. But to the man who understands the language of desire, he knows she is intentionally blowing a bubble around the two of you. She is creating a temporary sanctuary where the rest of the world fades into the background. There is a deep biological reason for this. Before a woman can truly open up to you, either emotionally or physically, she needs to establish a sense of shared safety. She needs to know that if the tension goes further, there won't be an audience. By creating this privacy, she is effectively setting the stage to see what you are made of. She is testing to see if you have the masculine confidence to step into that private space and take the lead. This is exactly where the nice guy fails. He stays polite, he stays logical, and he stays safe. He treats the drink run like a chore instead of an opportunity. He keeps the conversation light and friendly because he's afraid of breaking social norms, and as a result, the bubble bursts and the moment dies forever. But the man who recognizes the signal doesn't hesitate. He accepts the invitation naturally, stepping into space with a calm, relaxed energy that tells her, "I know exactly what is happening here, and I'm not afraid of it." When a woman goes out of her way to create privacy, she has already done the heavy lifting in her mind. She has already decided that she wants to feel something more with you. She has opened the door and is standing there, waiting to see if you will meet her energy or if you will collapse under the weight of the moment. Remember, missing these moments in the past doesn't mean you're a failure or that you're unattractive. It simply means you were playing a high-stakes game without a copy of the you were trying to solve a puzzle while missing the most important pieces. But that ends today. Knowledge is the ultimate power because it fundamentally changes your perception. From this point forward, your behavior is going to shift because you aren't guessing anymore. You aren't hoping she likes you. You are recognizing the data. When you see that lingering touch, when you catch that soft downward glance, or when you find yourself suddenly pulled into a private bubble, you won't be confused. You will recognize the whisper of desire for exactly what it is. That recognition is the true foundation of unshakable confidence. You don't need lines or gimmicks when you can read the room with total clarity. You are no longer blind to the moment. You are the master of it. Now that you know where to look, the only question left is what you're going to do when that door opens. Use this knowledge wisely. Stay grounded and never let a whisper go unheard again.